And you ready?
Yep.
Attention, attention, calling all looters. This is the assignment. Hello, looters. Welcome to the Movie Loot Live. My name is Carlo, and I'll be leading the assignment. The episode where me and a guest will choose the set of categories of what to watch during the month of November. That will be our loot. And for that, I'm joined by filmmaker and a great online friend, Todd Sullivan. How you doing, Todd?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for having me. I'm super stoked about this.
Yeah, I'm definitely happy to have you here in the show. It's been a while since we met. I was curious, and I went digging into Twitter, and it seems that our first interactions were in 2020. So it's been a couple
Yeah,
of
that
years
that
already.
feels about right. Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at you recommended some films on separate occasions. A couple of times where I asked for film
Yeah. Yeah.
recommendations,
Yeah.
and you recommended at one point Children of a Lesser God, which I did see
Okay.
because of your recommendation.
I
It
don't
was
think I've
pretty
seen
good.
that movie actually, so that's interesting that I
Really?
recommended it. Yeah.
Okay, you
So
should see it then.
I guess maybe I should finally. Would you was it
You,
good?
yeah, yeah, it was pretty good.
Okay, good, good.
It was a category that has a film that has a character that is deaf, and you brought
Oh,
it
right,
up.
right, 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 right. Yeah, no, I was just
Maybe
aware
because
of it
you
for that
knew
reason. Yeah,
already.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's got William Hurt, I think, right?
William Hurt and Marley
Yeah.
Madeline, I think
Matlin?
is her
Yeah.
name. Yeah, then you recommended Hard Eight, which I had
Yes.
seen, but it had been a while, and you told me you should see this, and I said, I love it, so I'm gonna rewatch it because it's PTS debut and it's great. I love it.
Hmm.
And then you backed up someone who recommended The Invitation, 2016, I think. The
Yeah.
Invitation,
I don't remember
such a great
recommending
film.
that one, but that's a really, really interesting film.
Yeah, yeah, I love it. So all great films. So a
Yeah.
man of taste, obviously, as a guest. There are two things I want to bring up because we're going to talk a lot more with you on our November Loot episode. But first, you're a
Mhm.
filmmaker, and the
Yeah,
weird
somewhat.
thing, the weird thing is that even though we've been talking since 2020, I don't think I found out about that until last year, or I think
Mhm.
even earlier this year. So you kept that close to your best, I think.
I
Um,
you know, I don't really do a lot of self-promotion on Twitter, which is where we generally engage. So that's
yeah,
that's probably what that comes down to. It's a lot on Facebook. I sort of post my little shorts to my friends and stuff like that, but none of them have really sort of taken off in festivals or anything like that. It's just sort of a fun experience for me.
no, you definitely should. I mean, there's a lot of potential audiences
That's true.
on
You're very
Twitter for
right.
that.
You are very right. Yeah.
But last month, I saw one of your short films. Is it the latest? Birth of a Feminine Nation? Was the
Yes,
last
yeah,
one?
that was the one that we did just in, I guess, September as the 48-hour film project. Yeah.
That's what I was gonna ask you to talk a bit about because I talked a bit about it on my previous episode, but I wanted you to explain what's about the 48-hour film project, what that is, and what it entails.
Sure. Yeah. So it's an annual sort of competition. It's the first year that it popped up in my region. So I'm in sort of the central interior of British Columbia in Canada, and it hadn't been done in this region before. This was the first year. I think there were 13 entries, which was pretty solid for their first year. And the idea is that you're given you draw a genre, and then every group that's competing gets a character, a line of dialogue, and a prop that they have to include in this film, and that's how they can ensure that everyone making this film actually did it in that 48-hour time span. And basically, you start at about 7 p.m. on the Friday night, and you have to have your finished film delivered by 7 p.m. on the Sunday night, and that's like edited special effects if you're using special effects, music if you're using music, and it's chaos.
I
It's
suppose.
it's chaos. It's insanity. It was one of the most stressful things I've ever done. It was also one of the most fun things I've ever done. So yeah, and thankfully, we had the awards for it last month, and we managed to snag the award for best use of the
Of
line
the
of
line.
dialogue that had to
Yeah,
be in it. Yeah,
yeah. Was it? If you don't do it, I'll do it myself. Something like
yeah.
that,
If
right?
you're not going to do it, then I will. And in the
And
case of
I
my film, it was about like activating this device that was going to wipe out all the men in the world.
spoiler. Don't
Spoiler,
spoil
yeah.
it. People should really check it out. At the end, Todd, you're gonna get a chance to promote your channel and tell everybody where
Sure, sure.
they can watch the film, because it's really good, and I really enjoy some of your other films. When I'm gonna bring it up now, but I really enjoyed Pea Soup. That's
Thank you.
probably some
Thank you. Yeah,
of
yeah,
the
yeah.
hardest I've laughed recently. It really um, it really made me laugh. Um, but let's move to some things, because again we're gonna talk a lot in
Sure.
our November
Absolutely.
loot whenever we meet again. But the
Yeah.
second thing I wanna bring up is in your Twitter bio, and this is something that I just realized I've been asking from you since we started talking. You
The
describe
ukulele thing?
yourself as a performance ukulele player. Yeah, can we see Todd play the ukulele?
You want to see me play? Okay, sure. Just a sec.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna watch. Uh, this is a unique moment in the movie loot history.
Sorry,
We're
I
gonna
would have
watch.
if I'd known this was coming, I would have had it ready.
No, don't worry. We're gonna watch. Or we're gonna listen to Mr.
It's
Todd
I'm a little out of
Sullivan.
practice, I'm gonna say. And I did recently buy I have another one. I have a bass ukulele now, but I haven't used it very much. It might not even be in tune.
There we
Hang on.
go, man. Letterman, eat your heart out.
Exactly. Take that.
At least my wish has come true.
Yes, finally. I've proven it.
Definitely stay tuned for more of that
Yeah.
whenever we meet. No, I'm not gonna force you to play the ukulele again.
No, maybe I'll practice. I'll have a song ready for you.
But let's move to what we have set for today. And
Yeah.
basically, what we'll be doing today is receiving the assignment, what will be our loot, choosing the categories of what we'll watch. It's the beginning of November, so once we finish today, we both will have our assignment, our mission of what to watch during the month. Todd, we were talking a bit before starting the recording, but how open are you to watching different things, different styles, different types of film?
Oh, pretty open. I mean, I obviously, from my personal life, I tend to just drift towards like horror, drama, sci-fi mostly. But I particularly like experiencing things from other countries. I don't check out foreign films as much as I should probably, but it's always interesting when I do. And I'm saying this, of course, acknowledging that I haven't picked any of the foreign categories on your list this time for the ones I'm probably going to choose.
And we're gonna get the randomizer also, so
Yeah,
who
well,
knows
exactly. It
what's
could.
come.
Who
Yeah.
knows? But yeah, all filmmakers. I do tend to follow directors that I like more than say actors. Although I'm also very fascinated by directors who will utilize the same actors again and again and again and things like that. But yeah, a good variety. I'm happy to watch just about anything.
Let's see if some of the directors that I included are among the ones that you enjoy or that you like
I'm
to
very
watch.
tempted by Terry Gilliam because I haven't seen his last two films,
Ooh.
Zero Theorem or The Man Who Killed Don Quixote. I haven't seen either of those.
He's one of the reasons that I put it is he's one that I want to explore more. I think I haven't
Mm.
seen. I've seen 12 Monkeys. I've seen what else has he done? I forgot.
Brazil was one of my favorite films for a
Brazil, yeah,
long
Brazil.
time.
Brazil is great. Yeah.
Yeah. I
So
really
so
like his adaptation of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas quite a bit as well.
that's one I haven't seen.
Oh, okay.
I've heard good things, and it
Yeah.
stars Benicio del Toro, and I'm a huge fan of Benicio
Yeah.
del Toro. I mean, they were
Yeah.
Puerto Ricans, so yeah. So I should probably see it.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's move then to our game. Are you ready?
Sure. Who starts?
No, let's see. Let me just share something first,
Okay.
and you let me know if you can see it.
Yeah. Great picture.
Oh yeah, there you go. So that this is our monthly challenge, our loot. And Todd, you're the guest, so why don't you start?
Sure. So I guess I've got to find exactly what it's called in this list here. The Occult. The film about the occult.
Oh yeah, let me see where it is. I
And
had that one.
did you? I think I already know what I want to watch, which is why I'm picking this one.
Oh, you want to share it?
Sure. I've been reading for a long time to check out. I don't know exactly how it's pronounced, but Haxan from 1922.
Ah, yeah, it's really good.
Is it?
It's pretty good. It's very interesting. It's a quasi documentary.
Hmm.
It has a narrative, but it plays also like a documentary. But it's very interesting. It has a lot of cool visual imagery. So it's definitely one that I would recommend.
Cool. Yeah,
Um,
and I know it's been sitting on the Criterion Channel for a while, so I
yeah.
was like, this is my chance. This is my excuse to do it.
Yeah, no, definitely. So our first category of film about the occult. I'm not sure. I know I had the category among the ones that I would want to pick, but I really don't know what to watch.
Sure.
Maybe uh, a rewatch of The Wicker Man. I wouldn't
Mm.
put that one. But let's see. It's one of those things that I always enjoy, occult films. So let me see what I pick as my first one. Um, There's one that's kind of nagging at me, um, but I'm gonna go with an easy one first. I'm going with a film noir because I'm
Oh, nice.
already
Okay.
watching a bunch of film noirs for November. I've watched a couple of film noirs already, so it's gonna be one easy to tackle. Are you a
That's a good
fan of
pick
film
for
noir?
me because I haven't watched very many, so I appreciate this opportunity to dig into them a little bit more. Yeah,
No,
I love the
that's good.
concept of them, but I just haven't seen very many.
Oh, I'm gonna throw a couple of recommendations then because uh,
Oh, sure. Yeah, yeah.
have you seen the Maltese Falcon? That's one of the most
No,
iconic. You should definitely that should
that's my
be
choice already made, probably, right?
that's an essential. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But my favorite is Out of the Past with Robert Mitchum.
Okay.
He's great in that film. I've seen it a couple of times, and it went straight to my number one film noir. So
Oh, wow.
I love it. But the Maltese Falcon is a very iconic, and it's considered the first film noir. So we have two categories already. We have a film about the cult, and we have a film noir. Todd, what's your second category?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a film widely considered one of the worst ever because I love bad movies. Like the so bad they're good movies. I have such a fan of those. The Room,
That
Birdemic, um, Troll 2, Hard Ticket to Hawaii. These are some of my favorite bad movies.
that's the one that was nagging at me. Because I always have, it's always fun to talk about bad movies.
Right? Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, and I haven't seen The Room actually.
Oh, you
Um,
haven't?
no, no, I haven't.
Oh,
But I saw Battlefield Earth a couple of
okay.
years ago when one of these categories came up. And I saw one that if you like horror, I saw one that's called Thanksgiving. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
About a killer turkey. It's
Oh,
so
wow.
bad that, but so funny in its badness that it had me rolling on the floor. So yeah.
Someone just today recommended a bad movie called The Beach, which is, or is it The Sand? It might be The Sand. And it's set on a beach, and it's just the sand is killing people.
Oh, okay, yeah, 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 yeah. The beach. I thought isn't that the DiCaprio one, Danny Boyle?
No, 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 no. I think it's actually called The Sand. It's not the DiCaprio one.
Yeah, no, but
Um,
I think I know which one you mean.
beach
Yeah,
either.
I think I've seen the poster. Um, just to acknowledge our
Mm.
friend Tom, he's probably my main listener. Tom, thanks for tuning in again. He says, "What? Everyone has seen the Maltese Falcon." Well, not Todd,
Sorry,
but that
there's
will change
everyone
now.
minus one, but we'll fix that. Yeah.
And he says, "Hell Comes to Frogtown is bad but good." He has brought that one up a
Uh,
couple of times with
that's
Roddy Piper, I think.
Roddy Piper. Yeah, I've heard of it, but I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, I think he mentioned in one of the one of our previous episodes, and I read the synopsis, and it sounded crazy. I need to see it. So yeah, it's definitely one
That's
to consider.
that's in the running for me right now because I am a Roddy Piper fan, so that might be interesting. I was also thinking about doing Ishtar just because it's so famous for being bad, but
Yeah, I remember that back in the 80s
and I
when
haven't
it
seen it before.
opened. It
Yeah,
yeah, it kind of it was like a big bomb at box office, and people were
it
talking
it
about
it
how
it
bad
may
it
have
was or
bankrupted a
something like that.
studio. I don't remember. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't remember.
And that's is it Warren Beatty and Dustin Hoffman?
Yes, yeah,
Oh, yeah. Imagine that. Have
yeah. It
having a
seems like
film with those
a
two
good pair,
guys, and
right? Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so let me go with my my second one, and the another one that had me like I should go with this one is a film from Joe Dante.
Okay.
He did a bunch of 80s films,
hmm
Gremlins
Gremlins, right?
and a
Yeah.
bunch of others. Yeah, that I know I saw, but there are some that I mean I haven't seen Gremlins in probably 15, 20 years
Yeah,
maybe.
me too.
So a rewatch shouldn't be out of order. And there's a bunch of other films of him that I should probably rewatch or watch for the first time.
hmm
Okay, so we have our first four categories. We have a film about the
Beauty.
occult. We have a film noir. We have a film widely considered one of the worst ever, and we have a film from Joe Dante. Um, how do you feel so far with those four?
I'm happy with those. I feel like Joe Dante's maybe a kind of a blank spot in my film viewing, so maybe a good opportunity to catch some stuff that he's done that I've never even heard of.
He did. I'm just checking out. He did Piranha from '78. I
Okay.
saw that a couple of years ago. It might apply to the worst ever, but no, it's
Right.
not. It's not that bad. But
Yeah.
it's okay. The Howling, I haven't seen it in a very long time.
Oh, that one I haven't seen in a long time, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I used to see it a lot of times when I was a kid, but I haven't seen it in a long time. The Burbs, which I saw a
Okay,
couple of
I've
years
seen that.
ago. It's fun. Yeah,
I think I saw that when it released in the theater.
yeah, and Small Soldiers. I never saw that one.
That's an
With
animated one with like the
the
army
toys,
figures,
it's
right?
like the toys. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So
I
those
don't
are
think I've
some
seen
of
that
the
either.
those are some of the ones that he has done. So there's some to choose from.
Cool.
Um, okay, so we have the final category, the randomizer, and before we head into this one, Todd, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for a minute. Is it stop sharing? Yeah, stop sharing.
Yep.
Todd, why don't you tell people a bit about what you do as a filmmaker? What are your inspirations? What are you working right now?
So right now, I'm actually just finishing up a local documentary on a homeless shelter here and some of the controversy around it. That should be available. Well, I'll be shopping it around festivals sometime next year once it's done. On a sort of a more simple level than that, of course, I have a couple podcasts. One is dedicated to sort of banned books and banned films and censorship and things like that, called When Banned Things Happen to Good People. I'm repping it here on my hat. And it's called When Banned Things Happen to Good People. And we are just about to read Slaughterhouse Five by Kurt Vonnegut Jr. for our next multi-part book. Our most recent episode was a look at The Exorcist, and our next episode that I'm currently editing is about The Human Centipede Part Two.
Ooh.
So we bounce around. We generally do books. Every once in a while, we'll do a movie that's been banned somewhere. We've also done. We did one album that was banned. We did Two Live Crews, Nasty as They Want to Be. And at some point in the future, we're talking about covering a banned video game at some point. But I've always been fascinated by anytime somebody says, no, you're not allowed to read this, or no, you're not allowed to watch that. I'm immediately like, okay, I'm in the front row. I want to see what this is all about.
Yeah, I understand that. I think it's an intriguing premise for a podcast, definitely.
Yeah. So anyone looking for that podcast or my other one, which is a bit on a bit of a hiatus, it's called Half Cut Conspiracies. That's me and my buddy. We have a few drinks and then we talk about conspiracy theories. But you can find all those at blah 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 media.com.
People, make sure you check those
Yeah.
both of Todd's podcasts. I'm gonna link all of that in the episode description, so make sure you
Yeah.
check
And
it
of
out.
course, yeah, you can the podcast can be followed on any podcast platform. It's just the website has like everything right there already.
Yeah. Okay, so we're ready with the randomizer. And
Yeah.
what we're gonna do is, Todd, you're gonna give me a random number from 1 to
Okay.
21, and the randomizer will choose the fifth category for us.
I'm liking the number 11.
Let me see. A film from Mike Nichols. Uh, I
Okay.
I like that one. I don't know how much have you seen from Mike Nichols.
Maybe
Uh,
nothing, probably very little, if anything.
The
But I
Graduate.
feel like I have not seen The Graduate. That's probably one I should say too.
Oh, Who's Afraid
I
of
have, yeah.
Virginia
For a
Woolf?
film guy, I have a lot of weird gaps in the things that I've seen.
We all
Yeah.
have gaps. I mean that's unavoidable.
Mm.
There's so much films that we can't watch everything.
No, and every year that goes on, we're gonna have more gaps, right? Because
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can't even keep up. So
The weird thing is that I think I had only seen like The Birdcage a couple of years ago, and I think that was the only one. And I think I did like a semi binge in a couple of months, and I saw The Graduate. I really loved it. I saw Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. I really loved it.
I don't think I've seen the movie, but I love that play. I love that play so much.
It's so good. The film is so good, and the performance from Elizabeth Taylor and
Hmm.
Richard. He was her husband, Richard something.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
Richard Burton. Burton.
Richard Burton. Yeah, he's so good. And I also saw Carnal Knowledge with Jack Nicholson, and
That's
that
one I've really
was
wanted to see as well.
really good, really
Yeah.
good. I definitely recommend any of those three.
Okay.
I also saw Charlie Wilson's War, which is good, but if I'm gonna recommend, I recommend the first three that I said. The Graduate is essential. Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf is great. Carnal Knowledge is great as well.
If I were to
Uh,
say right now, I'm probably leaning towards Carnal Knowledge. Yeah.
it's great, and the Jack Nicholson's co-star is
Oh, Art Garfunkel, right?
yeah, that's the one,
Yeah.
and he's pretty good. I
Cool. Yeah.
wouldn't have expected him to be good, but he's really good in it.
Interesting.
So yeah. So we have our five categories. We have to sum it up. We have a film about the occult. We have a film noir. We have a film widely considered one of the worst ever. A film from Joe Dante, and we have a film from Mike Nichols. So that's
All
our
right.
assignment for the month. Are you up for it, Todd?
I'm up.
Oh, all right. Oh, so it's on. What will happen now is that we will have what's left of November to watch five films to fit those criteria. And at the end of the month, me and Todd will meet again to talk about this loot of films. Todd, it was great to have you to have you here and meet
Pleasure to
you
be here.
finally.
Yeah.
We definitely meet again in a couple of weeks.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, so thanks to everybody for listening and for watching, and stay tuned for our next episodes. Last week we dropped the October Loot episode with Lindsay Washburn. Before that, we released our Vampire Loot. Both episodes have been doing really well. I have a couple of episodes that are in the process of being edited or recorded, so stay tuned for anything and everything. Other than that, follow us on Twitter at TMML2021, Blue Sky at the Movie Loot, and me personally at TCGT on both platforms. Todd, where can people follow you and check out your short films and your podcast? You already shared that, but your short films.
Oh, they're on YouTube. I don't actually have a. I should probably fix that. I don't have a really easy to get to YouTube link. If you go to YouTube and Google Pea Soup, PEE soup, and my name Pea Soup and Todd Sullivan, you should find it pretty easily.
And watch it short. It's really funny.
It's short.
Um,
It's all under. It's like under 5 minutes. So yeah,
yeah,
it won't get much
I'm
over
gonna
time.
I'm gonna link this channel in the episode description as well,
Oh,
so
perfect. I
make
appreciate
sure
that.
that people can find it easily. Our friend Tom says, "Good viewing, gentlemen." Tom,
Thank you,
always
Tom.
thankful for tuning in and supporting the show. Also, remember to rate, review the movie loot wherever you listen. That's one of the best ways to support us, and it's free. Support Todd, and if you get to his channel, subscribe and rate his short films. So that's the best way that you can support us creative
Yeah.
and creative people that we are. So have a good night and let's grab the loot.
All right. Thank you.